Kick is up, has the accuracy, and it is good. Jake Bates throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, bunched up. Tua to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Pass midfield. Spinning his way. Pass the 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello, everybody, and welcome on in. Happy Thanksgiving from yesterday, and welcome to the Black Friday games. The 3rd year they're doing this, and it's a pretty damn good one. Eagles and Bears should be nice. How's everyone doing? Welcome on in. Bob Flash, I'm sure you're on cloud 9 after last night. I don't know how Cincy did it. all 3 of the games yesterday were really good games. Oh yeah? Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a very makeshift current setup. It's the down south one. Yeah, Cincy has a defense apparently. I was not expecting that at all. But at the same time, like, Baltimore's offense has just been nothing the past few weeks. And I thought, like, if any week for them to get something going, it would have been last night. But I guess not. Maybe it's the short week getting in their head. I don't know. Yeah, I've been saying, like, this setup's pretty makeshift. From what you guys can see, it's pretty final for how it's going to be in December. But from where I'm looking, the camera's on a bunch of books that I have, and I'm still using this laptop instead of my PC. I think you would have to win out. I think you would have to win out mainly because of Pittsburgh. But I do think 9-8 would get you in, which is crazy that that's the case for the AFC North. Either way, it's not going to happen because Miami is wearing the throwbacks when we play in Week 16, and Miami does not like losing in those throwbacks. I was saying last night towards the end of that game that our Week 16 game very well might decide which of those two teams sneak into the playoffs. As we await kickoff here in Philadelphia at the beautiful Lincoln Financial Field, it is a really nice stadium. As Philly looks to bounce back from that really bad loss last week, gave up 24 unanswered. And Chicago coming off of a pretty solid win against Pittsburgh. We'll see how things play out. It only makes sense that Philly is wearing their all-black uniforms. It only makes sense that that's the direction they went with. I don't think they will either. But at the same time, with how Baltimore's been playing, you never really know. Like the AFC North is completely up for grabs as long as you're not the Cleveland Browns, it feels. As the Bears will be getting the ball first in this one. Speaking of North divisions up for grabs, the Bears with a win remain alone in the top of the NFC North. There's a pretty big stakes in this one for them. Philly, they're pretty much locked in to win in the East, I feel, but Dallas did have a good win. They have a good win yesterday, so who really knows there? As Jake Elliott set to send this one down. As the second Friday game this season is underway, going to be returned beginning from the 9. As you might pass the 20, 25, 30 to about the 33, 34. As the Brazil game in week 1 was on a Friday. This one, obviously Black Friday. So we're getting 2 Friday games this season, it seems. Which I'm kind of fine with. I do like the change of pace of it. So out comes Caleb Williams. See how he does against his Philly defense. Williams in shotgun. Going to shift into under center. Back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Ball from their own 33. First play of the game is going to be a handoff left side for DeAndre Swift, the former Philadelphia Eagle, up to about the 36. I don't think 7 and 10 would be enough. 8 and 9 I could see, but if Cincy wins that division at 7 and 10, what's the point of having the AD? What was this season for the AFC North? I'm also thinking because like for Pittsburgh, you have to assume they get to 9 wins just because that's how Pittsburgh is. Williams looking to throw in 2nd and 7. Pass left side going to be caught with space by Cole Kmet. Pass the 40 to about the 42. Even though it's unlikely that Pittsburgh does get to 9 wins with how they've been playing, you kind of have to pencil them in at 9 and 8 until they don't. And that one loss being to Pittsburgh. Yeah. Williams under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Man in motion, left to right. Going to QB sneak this for the first. Gets roughly 2. Oh, Drake London is officially out for the Falcons. Also saw that Alvin Kamara is officially out for the Saints. So they're going to be on their 3rd string running back, potentially. And then JJ McCarthy is officially out for Minnesota. So it's Max Brosmer getting the start against Seattle. That's going to be an ugly game. Williams under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Has some time. Pass right side. Going to be incomplete. Looking for Rome Odunze, but good coverage forces it loose. I believe that was Cooper DeJean in coverage. Well, you can be 5-1 in the division and still finish a game out of that division, I think. That's the thing with it. Williams under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to hand this off left side for DeAndre Swift. Going to get to about the 49 before being brought down. Yeah, you definitely have, but since he definitely feels like they have to win out. Maybe the one game I was saying maybe since he can afford to lose is Arizona. And that's because that's an out of conference game. We'll see. Williams in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 5, going to look to throw once again. Has some time. Pass right side will be caught to the 45. Rome Odunze hanging on through the contact and keep the chains moving. All right, 1st and 10. Williams under center, back and fullback behind him. 1st and 10 from the plus 45. Going to play action and look to throw. Rolling left, passing left. Going to be caught by Luther Burden for a gain of roughly 11 and another Bears 1st down. Yeah. The rest of the season is going to be very interesting for both conferences. I mean, did you see the report about Daniel Jones with his fibula injury? Toss right side going to get about 3 up to roughly the 31 for DeAndre Swift. Like if Daniel Jones is going to be playing hurt the rest of the way, the Colts are very much an up in the air team, which is kind of a good and bad thing depending on what other team you're a fan of. Because if the Colts end up collapsing and not winning that division, it brings into play so many other head-to-head tiebreakers. Williams alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 2nd and 7 from the 31, looking to throw. Pass over the middle, going to be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Colston Loveland, but Quinion Mitchell in coverage, and the pass is a little bit too far ahead of him. 3rd and 7. The thing with Richardson is he's still recovering from that eye injury he suffered in like week 3. I'm not sure if he's healthy enough. So they return to, I believe, Riley Leonard is their official backup right now. So you could, but with how the season has started, you kind of need to try and win that division. Williams in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff left side for DeAndre Swift. Has space past the 25 and going to be close for the 1st. They're marking him just shy. Going to be a 4th and inches. He was good at, yeah, I think he played at Duke. I know he was drafted out of Notre Dame because of transfer portal and all that. And he played, because he also went to Notre Dame. It's alongside Sam Hartman year after. Transfer portal has made things weird. I remember like a player's full career timeline. All right, Williams under center on 4th and inches. Back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. Gonna hand this off up the middle. And he's not gonna get it. Stuffed at the line. The Eagles hold strong. And the Bears' opening drive ends in nothing. Oh, that's a very generous spot. Oh, they're saying he got it? That's a very generous spot. All right, Chicago going, hurry up. Williams under center, gonna back behind him. There's a stoppage before the snap. There's the challenge flag. Yeah, that was a very generous spot on that. This is I think it's a good challenge. Yeah, I was watching a bit of the Egg Bowl earlier. Ole Miss has that in the bag. I was watching that. I was watching the Nebraska Iowa game. Iowa stonewalling. I didn't. What did Punkle say? I'm sure I saw it last night. It's just a. Oh, for the Chiefs dynasty being over? Not yet. I don't think we can say it's over based off of one season. Now, depending on what happens in the offseason, then yeah, I think because Kelsey said he's gonna make his choice come March before free agency begins. And then there's reports of a veteran head coach looking to step away, who's been with the team, a veteran coach who's been with their team for a long while, looking to step away. So things are gearing towards this potentially being the last season of Andy Reid and Travis Kelce in Kansas City. If that's the case, then yes, I would be willing to say in the offseason that their dynasty is potentially over. But as long as they got their main three, you can't quite rule them out in the same way you can with some other teams. As we're at commercial break, as they're reviewing the spot of the ball, I think he's short. At commercial break. Again, it was a tough loss for the Chiefs yesterday, but I don't think it was their demise. Because they still got talent on that roster. Their defense has still been really good. Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, if both of them can play a full season, well, if one of them can play a full season, you have a solid receiving option. There we go. After review, the runner is short. The Eagles make the stand on 4th and inches, and we get to see Jalen Hurts. I do think it's that report is more so about Harbaugh. But at the same time, I mean, Andy Reid is getting up there in age. You have to start questioning how much longer he's willing to coach. Hurts under center, gonna hand this off left side to Barkley for about 5 or 6, up to roughly the 30. I don't think it's Tomlin. Because the thing with if Tomlin goes, then I don't think you get Aaron Rodgers back next year and you really begin to enter a full-blown reset. Which means we might be talking about a Steelers fire sale. Because I'm not sure who on their staff would be a good successor to Tomlin. The same way that Tomlin was a good successor to Cowher. Hurts alone in shotgun, and there's movement before the snap. A false start against Philly, so it can be 2nd and 10. I would love to see Andy Reid become a broadcaster. I think he would do a great job with it. And Hurts in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Man in motion left to right. Gonna look to throw. Pass right side caught by A.J. Brown. Will be enough for a first pass to about the 45. Yeah. Good afternoon. And yeah, that was a entertaining game last. I wouldn't say great, to the same level that the other 2 games were. In fact, they were close, competitive ones. But it was a really entertaining game just because of Cincy coming out of nowhere with the defense. And that was without Trey Hendrickson as well. Hurts in shotgun back behind him, 1st and 10. Gonna hand this off left side for Barkley. Gonna get to about the 40. The one time you can actually give credit to a quarterback for the work of the defense. The argument of the quarterback can't control the defense is now dead because Joe Burrow came back and Cincy's defense had 5 turnovers. Hurts in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 2nd and 5. There's about 7:20 to play in the first quarter. Hurts gonna look to throw. Has time, pass right side, gonna be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Devonta Smith. 3rd and 5 coming up. That was a wobbler of a pass. I'm assuming it was tipped. It fell like 2-3 yards short. No, it wasn't tipped. Just a really weird throw. Yeah, that ball was not tipped. I forgot Dennis Allen is in Cincy, Chicago. That's weird. Hurts in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Tight end in motion right to left as they look to throw. Pressure coming. Hurts escaping to his right. Still looking and just going to throw this one away incomplete. So the Eagles defense makes the big time stand. The offense rewards them by doing pretty much nothing, and they're going to punt this one away. Yeah, it was a tough one for the Chiefs. It's like obviously there's still a path for them. They're only a game and a half back right now from the 7th seed. It's just that they don't have a lot of the head-to-head advantages that you would want from them too. Punt comes off clean, going to be fair caught at about the 21. Yeah, playoff chances are not in a great spot now, but they're not completely dead. With how Buffalo has been playing, I think you can still jump them. But you would need to win like 4 of your last 5. As we're at commercial break. Oh yeah, a new Paul Rudd and Jack Black movie. Yeah, it looks fine. It depends who you lose that game to. And also like what happens this Sunday with some of the other teams you're behind. I wouldn't say entirely you have no room of error, but you definitely winning out definitely improves the chances. But you still have everyone in the division to play once more, and then the other 2. I know the Houston next week. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but still a road. Yeah, I was watching that game before this one, T-Fox. How much longer is Matt Rule going to be the head coach at Nebraska? When does he jump ship to Ole Miss? That's the other thing. We're with Ole Miss nearing a college football playoff spot. Lane Kiffin's gonna have a choice to make. Oh yeah, if KC loses to Houston, I'm willing to say it's over. But at the same time, Houston can easily win the South, and thus you are more worried about Indianapolis, which you have the head-to-head over. That's why, like, Sunday's game between Houston and Indy is going to be massive for the playoffs. Yeah, but that final score, man, the offense just stalled out at some point. All right, just getting back from commercial break. Williams under center, back and fullback behind him. Actually, there's a receiver in the backfield acting as a fullback. They're gonna hand this off left side, and there's space to run past the 35, past the 35 to the 39. It's Kyle Monangai on the carry. Yeah, but finding a competent head coach is a lot easier said than done. There's a reason why Lane Kiffin, who's the Ole Miss head coach, is so highly sought after right now, despite still being employed by Ole Miss. Williams looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass right side, caught by Burden, going to be a gain of roughly 6. I mean, what? LSU has an offer of $92 million for Lane Kiffin. Might be more. It's some crazy offer. All right, Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion right to left. Going to hand this off left side once again, and there's going to be room for a first as he gets to about midfield. Kyle Monangai on the carry once again. He's coming to back. We'll see, man. I think if Ole Miss gets snubbed from the playoffs after the season, assuming Ole Miss does not make the SEC championship, and they still get snubbed from the playoffs, I think he's gone. Yeah, that's a crazy offer, but I get it. Handoff up the middle once again. It's going to be a gain of about 5 from Monangai. 5 minutes to play in the first. Yeah, and that's a solid offer. But yeah, it's if Ole Miss misses out on the playoffs after the season they have had, he's leaving, and he's probably going to Baton Rouge. If they make it, I think he'll stay another year. Williams under center, gonna toss this up the middle for DeAndre Swift, who has space to 30, 25, and down to the 22. A touchdown save and tackle from, I believe that's a Dory Jackson. But the Bears are still moving the ball really well against this Eagles defense. Yeah, Dory Jackson on the tackle. Beautiful blocking up front. Williams in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, looking to throw. Pressure coming, trying to escape. Pass right side, going to be an overthrow. Pretty much just a throwaway towards DJ Moore. That's fair. But again, that's also him pretty much saying, if we don't make the playoffs this year, I'm not staying. Which, fair. You have a 10-2 season at Ole Miss. Go nearly perfect in the SEC and don't make the playoffs. Yeah, why would he stay? Because you have that same resume at LSU. You make the playoffs, no problem. Williams in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw in 2nd and 10. As time, pass right side. Going to be a great catch from Colston Loveland for a gain of 9. Makes it a 3rd and 1. Well, yeah, because every coach wants to make the playoffs. And if the only way for Ole Miss to get in is winning the SEC championship, even with a great season, there's no point in staying. You have a bit more leeway at LSU for a loss or two because of just the pedigree they have. Officially a 3rd and 2. Williams under center, going to toss this up the middle. And stonewalled at the line. But the extra effort push from the offensive line is going to get enough for the first. Kyle Monangai was stood up at the line, but his lineman come in from behind and gave him that extra effort. And a little bit of using a little bit of Philly's own playbook on that one. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles have him stood up, but it's just the extra effort from the O-line gets him across. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Williams under center, back behind him. 3 receivers to the left. Still waiting for the first score of the game. Man in motion left to right. Play action looking to throw. Williams rolling right. Has time. Pass end zone wide open. Off the mark and incomplete. Oh, he had a wide open receiver. Just couldn't connect. And that is the former Commander, the former Eagle, Olamide Zaccheaus, I believe is how you pronounce it. On the intended target, he was wide open in the end zone. Williams just put it too far outside. So now 2nd and 10. Williams in shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off in time as they hand this off up the middle. Inside the 5 and down to about the 3. Can it be a 3rd and 2 once again? One day I'll remember it. But probably not, because he's the receiver 3 on the Bears right now. Yeah. I think also part of it is I eventually want to have like a spreadsheet of the pronunciation spellings. It's just I don't have a consistent setup right now to have that. 3rd and 2. Williams in shotgun. Handoff up the middle for DeAndre Swift, and he walks in for 6. The Bears take the early lead, and they're on the board first. It has been a really impressive first quarter out of Chicago. There's a minute and a half to play in the first. They've been playing well in this quarter. I don't think DeAndre Swift didn't win a ring in Philly. He played in a Super Bowl in Philly. But it's not he didn't win a ring there. It's still a revenge game. Extra point is up and right down the middle. Because yeah, DeAndre Swift was on the 2023 team, and then they replaced him with Saquon when he left for Chicago. But if the Bears have a dominant showing today, Zachy, yeah, it might be for him. Unless I think he might have been on Washington last year. If the Bears have a really solid borderline dominant showing today, I'm willing to say they're legit in the NFC. I'm gonna say Lane stays in Ole Miss for at least another season, because I do think Ole Miss is pretty much a lock for the CFP at this point. So I'm gonna say he does not go to LSU. Yeah, Zaccheaus was in Washington last year, so he didn't win a ring, but still revenge game in a way. Gave him the gravy train. You gave him a massive crawfish boil, and free fried gator for life or something. Lane Kiffin's gonna set foot in Louisiana for his first day as head coach and have the key of the city on his desk. Maybe. As we're at commercial break. We walk on all through it. All I'm saying is, there's gonna be quite a few Ole Miss transfers if he leaves, especially good old Trinidad Chambliss. Him and LSU is gonna look nice if it happens. All right, it's so windy in Philly that we have a holder for the kickoff. So the kickoff is underway. Going to be bouncing out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Not quite sure where this bounced first. I believe it will be Philly ball from the 35. Nah, it's Kiffin, man. He's gonna bring his guys in if he leaves. If he goes to LSU, you have to be. It's gonna be at least a QB competition. There, welcome on in. Hurts in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna hand this off up the middle for Barkley. Has space past the 40 to about the 43.5. Yep. This is one of the this is the one time where I'm kind of upset that a game is on Amazon, because I watch all the Amazon Prime games through Twitch, and my monitor that I look at, which is also like a smart TV, it doesn't have proper Twitch integration, so I'm casting my other laptop screen to it, and there's just a black border around it. False start on Philly, gonna be called before the second down play. Ah, damn. Yeah, it's free to watch, which is nice. Hurts in shotgun, back to his right, going to keep it himself right side. Gonna get to about the 42. So a 3rd and 3 coming up. That is one of the few designed QB carries they have had this season for Jalen Hurts. Philly's entire game plan has been different this year compared to last. I think I'm forming the ideas and the talking points I want for my Philly on the Eagles offense once the season ends. And then that's definitely going to be a point of emphasis. As that will be the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books. Bears up 7-0 with a dominant first quarter of action. We'll see how the Eagles respond. Heading to a commercial break. There was only one play where I felt like Burrow was like, there's only one play where I felt like Burrow did not have the mobility needed, but for the most part he looked fine. He also had a pretty clean pocket most of the night, so if they can keep that up, it's gonna be fine. Ooh, yeah, the wisdom teeth. I got mine taken out a few years ago. It was not fun. It was interesting that, like, in between drives, Burrow was changing from cleat to to shoes for that turf toe. So he's definitely dealing with it a little bit. He's definitely lingering, but I don't think it's anything drastic. I mean, yeah, Baltimore is up there for functioning teams, but I would still say the least functioning team outside of New York is probably New Orleans or Tennessee. But Tennessee, at least you can see a plan of action there. You can't for New Orleans or really Arizona. I'm saying that with Miami playing New Orleans on Sunday, so you pretty much can already guess what my reaction would be if Miami comes out flat for that game. Because we're at commercial break. Yeah, I saw the graphic you sent. Oh yeah, Philly's another team that's been pretty dysfunctional this season. They're in a weird spot. Despite being 8-3, they're in a very weird and unfulfilling spot. Yeah, they've been underwhelming. They've won games. They're still in line to win that division, but it's a lot closer now. As we're just coming back from commercial break. 3rd and 3. Hurts and shotgun back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 42. Going to keeping himself right side. Passing right, going to be caught past the 40. 35 to 30 and out of bounds at the 28. It's Devonta Smith on the reception. And the Eagles are past midfield for the first time today, basically. I would love to see Georgia Tech get that upset. I think there is a chance they could. I'm going to watch that Texas A&M game. But it's less because I want to see Texas get the upset, but more because I want to see Texas A&M make this SEC championship and then get steamrolled the rest of the way. Handoff left side for Saquon Barkley, past the 25 to the 24. We're also getting to that point of the seasons where I'm paying a little bit more attention to college, and I'm watching a bit more games than I do normally in a week. Yeah, on this past Tuesday, I was watching the Western Michigan Eastern Michigan game. That was a good game. I love Eastern Michigan's field, but I get why the UFL doesn't want to play there. Hurts under center, back behind him. Handoff left side for Saquon Barkley, gonna get blown up behind the line for a loss of 2, back to the 26. Also, what if the ACC championship is currently shaping up to be Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh, right? That would be a pretty fun ACC championship. All right, 3rd and 8. Hurts alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ball on the plus 26. Hurts to throw. Pass left side is off the mark and incomplete. Threw it behind a wide open Devonta Smith, and it probably would have gotten inside the 10 or the 5 if it's just on target slightly. Instead, out comes Jake Elliott for the field goal try. That is a bad throw to miss. Yeah, that's a bad one to miss. He has so much room. Yeah, Hurts needs to hit that. I did not, but anything with MetLife Stadium, I'm gonna always assume is pretty mid on the high scale of things. Elliott's kick from 44 yards out, and the left hash is up and good. So the Eagles respond with a field goal, and they're on the board. Not bad. And we head back to commercial break with 13:04 to play in the first half. He's 40-16 was the final between Iowa and Nebraska. God. Oh, cool. Georgia Tech's about to start. I do not have a way to watch that reliably right now. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Which that's such a dumb thing. One is already dumb to grow potatoes on turf like that. That doesn't make sense to me. Second, to pick MetLife's turf of all turfs, known to be one of the worst turfs in football. Like, come on. Oh, the ACC championship is shaping up to be Virginia and Pitt. Yeah, screw it. Why not? Uh, see if seeing Virginia make the college football playoff would be fun. We still at commercial break. At commercial break. Why is this commercial just Benedict Cumberbatch reading Amazon reviews? Like what? Sure, why not? Yeah, Harrison Mevis is officially the kicker going forward in Los Angeles. Hell yeah. All right, just coming back from commercial break. And Brandon Mann is on to hold the kickoff as Jake Elliott is preparing to send this one down. It's a windy day in Philly. Chicago might be the road team, but they're bringing the weather with them. That ball, that ball's bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. The Bears will begin from the 20. That ball initially had the trajectory of going out of bounds at like the 5, and then landed in the middle of the field. What? Chicago brought the wind with them in this game. All right, so the Bears' third drive of the game. When it's been a pretty solid game on the ground for Chicago. Williams under center, back and fullback behind him. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Going to hand this off up the middle, and there's room for DeAndre Swift. Going to get past the 30, a nice stiff arm past the 35, and finally brought down near the 38. A gain of 18 for Chicago, and they're already over 100 yards on the ground today. Absolute beautiful blocking. All right, so 1st and 10 from the 37. Williams under center, back and fullback behind him. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off in time as they hand this off left side. And it's going to be a gain of about 2 for Monangai. All right, so 2nd and 8 coming up. Second and 7. Williams in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. A 2nd and 7, rolling the gain of 3. Williams looking to throw. Pressure comes quick, and he's just going to spike this at the feet of Kyle Monangai, trying to set up a halfback screen. Pressure came in too quick. It's a 3rd and 7. 11 and a half to play in the first half. All right, this is where this Philly defense needs to step up a little bit. Already they've given up 4 third down conversions today. Williams alone in shotgun, 3 receiving options to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. Eagles send pressure, pass over the middle is caught and gonna be enough for the first up to the 49. It is Zaccheaus on the reception and to keep the drive moving. Ugh. Chicago's at 10 first downs already. God damn. Williams gonna roll right and pass this forward to Burden going the other way. Spinning his way to about the plus 42. Should be enough for a first. They're gonna mark him just shy. 2nd and 1. They had Williams and DJ Moore rolling right there. And then Burden came the other way in front of Williams to take the shovel pass. That's a nice play design. Ben Johnson has some really nice play designs. There's a reason why he was so sought after for as long as he was as a head coach. Williams looking to throw in 2nd and 1. Passing right side, going to be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for DJ Moore at around the 20-yard line. Taking a pretty deep shot there, even with the wind. I'm sure the wind did impact that throw a bit because of just how windy it seems to be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Moore was open. If he throws it to the sideline, it's a nice pickup. The issue is the wind. All right, 3rd and 1. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion right to left. They're going to QB sneak, and Caleb Williams gets it no problem. Past the past the 40 to about the 39? It's another really nice play design for it to just be a QB sneak. Like, he had a clear hole there up the middle. So Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Pass right side, caught by Odunze. Gonna get about 3 or 4. Under 9.5 to play in the first half. So 2nd and 7. Williams in shotgun, backed behind him. Now we're going to go under center. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the 37. Going to hand this off right side for Luther Burden on the end around to get about 2 or 3. But before stream as well, I was laying down a bit, watching videos, and I was just also struggling to stay awake. I got to the point where I had to set alarm to make sure I actually woke up in time in case I did fall asleep. I didn't end up doing it, but yeah, it's that after Thanksgiving food coma. All right, 3rd and 4. Williams looking to throw, has some time, trying to step up. Now going to step back and roll left. Strong going for the edge, gonna get the first, a gain of 5. Caleb Williams using his speed to beat Philly to the first down marker. This Bears offense, man, they're moving well. Yeah, I've never found coffee, really most caffeine in general, to be too helpful to me. Just under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Williams under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Man in motion right to left as they're going to hand this off right side for DeAndre Swift. Past the 25, past the 20, breaking off 2 tackles, the 15 and down to the 11. Oh, Chicago is coming out of nowhere and just playing really damn good football. Like they are blocking a really good Eagles front seven. Like they are running really well. It's opened up the pass a bit. They're able to handle an Eagles front seven that does not give up a lot of yards. The Bears are already at over 130 rush yards today. Williams rolling to his left, looking to throw, and gonna get this ball out before being brought down. Incomplete. Welcome on in. We're at 6:59 to play in the first half. The Bears have ball. Are they gonna say it was an? Or are they gonna say intentional grounding? I mean, yeah, but he's out of the tackle box. Yeah, no, that's not intentional grounding. It'll be 2nd and 10 from roughly the 16? Play clock winding down. Williams in shotgun back to his right to get the snap off in time. Looking to throw, has time. Pass right side for the end zone is short-armed and incomplete. Had Romadunze in the front pylon, just did not put enough into it. 3rd and 10 coming up. Vikings and Penn State. Nice combo. Well, this season it probably hasn't been too nice, but still a nice combo. Maybe because I do like both of their uniforms. Williams in shotgun on 3rd and 10. Has time, pass right side, comes off weird. And going to be ruled incomplete. In case it ends up being ruled a fumble, Colston Loveland does pick it up. But the Bears get inside the red zone, and then they stall out and have to settle for the field goal. Yeah, that's incomplete. And guess who tipped it at the line? It was Jalen Phillips. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, and the Panthers game is starting soon. We'll play Calgary today. That's going to be interesting. Damn, but I guess this is just the weekend for Minnesota versus Seattle games. Man, that should be a good game. At least entertaining. Even if a hockey game is like a little bit of a blowout, it's still an entertaining game. At least in my opinion. 30-yard kick from the left hash is up, and it is good. The Bears retake their 7-point lead, going up 10-3 and head to commercial break. Yeah. Oh, Baker Mayfield practiced in full today. Going to be listed as questionable. So was Bucky Irvin. Okay. So I assume that means Baker is playing on Sunday, which I'm fine with it, but it's against Arizona. You have a lot more impactful games coming up. I don't know. We're at commercial break. Yeah, the Panther. I just got a notification that the Panther game is starting. Oh, yeah? As we're at commercial break. I'm pretty sure I picked Philly, but it was definitely one of those games where this was one of those games where if I didn't record everything Monday night, I probably would have changed my mind while recording. But I needed to get it done bad nights or didn't have time to do stuff like that. Yeah, I picked Philly. All right, just coming back from commercial break. Back from commercial break. Time to see if this Philly offense can get something going consistently here. Yeah, that's a fair point, and they have shown definitely already in this game that when their ground game is going and they have that mobility back in them, they are a tough offense to stop consistently. Will Shipley on the return can get up to about the 30-ish yard line. Time to see this Philly up what this Philly offense has in store. Yeah, Philly's offense has just been it looks nothing like it did last year, and it's one of those cases where it's puzzling because most of the talent returned. It's just the coordinator changed, and it's having a massive impact. Kind of similar to Detroit this year, as the handoff right side is going to go for about 2. It is similar to Detroit in that way, where yeah, most of their talent returned and they brought in other guys. So in theory, they should be a better team. It's just the coordinators changing does have an impact. So we'll see. We'll see if either of these teams get it figured out this season, but it might be something that comes next year. Hurts under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Man in motion, left to right. Going to fake a toss left and roll right. Looking to throw. Pass going to be caught by Dallas Goedert for about 4, maybe 5 yards. Going to be a 3rd and short either way. Brian Thomas is off the injury report, so Jacksonville's getting some weapons back. Gonna make that game against Tennessee a bit more interesting. 5:25 to play in the first half. 3rd and 3 for Philly. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Going to send a man in motion, left to right. Ball on the 37-yard line. Hurts looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Dallas Goedert. Just couldn't connect, and the Eagles go 3 and out. It was a rough drive, man. I mean, what, the Cowboys are at 6 wins now? Or are they at 7? What's the Cowboys record? So Brandon Mann on to punt this one away. Punt comes off clean. Going to be bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. Chicago will begin from the 20. 6-5-1. Yeah, I mean, Dallas could catch up to Philly in this division if they can't get their shit together. Yeah. Also feel like Chicago is one of those teams, kind of similar to New England. I have the same feeling about them, where their young talent is finding a rhythm in the regular season, and they're gonna have a good regular season. But come playoffs is where I have a bit more of questions from it because of just the inexperience in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean that was definitely the case with the Packers and Lions losses. Because those games were both very close, and you felt like that all the Lions needed, or all the Lions and Packers needed, was just one play. They could not get that one play. And so that commercial break. Yeah. It's gonna make the Bears' remaining schedule is always interesting to me after how they played against Pittsburgh. Because they have a road to be a top team in the NFC when the playoffs start. It's just are they going to play up to the level they would need to? And so far in this game, they definitely are. But it's just an every week type of thing. So we'll see. All right, Williams in shotgun, going to be moved to under center. Back behind him, two receiving options to each side. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Handoff right side, going to be stuffed at the line for no gain. Looking towards Kyle Monangai there. Couldn't quite get stuff going. They're showing. Who is this for? They're showing 2002 North Carolina State Championship highlights. Ben Johnson, that's why. Yeah. The Bears are one of those teams. In the same way for me, like the early years of Josh Allen in Buffalo, the Bills were that same way. Williams pass right side, can he be caught by Colston Loveland for a first down, gain of roughly 12 or 13. Yeah, just don't let it be the Lions or Packers. Like for me in the East, it's don't let it be the Patriots or Jets. I'm kind of fine with Buffalo. Like I want to beat them when we play, and I don't want them to win the Super Bowl. But I'm kind of fine with them having regular season success because I do like Josh Allen. Play action looking to throw for Williams. Has time. Pass right side. Going to be well off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Colson Loveland once again. 2nd and 10 coming up. I don't even know why I have as big of a hatred to the Jets as I do. I just do. What the end? I don't think they'll make the NFC Conference Championship. I think the Conference Championship is set up nicely for it to be Rams Seahawks Part 3. Williams in shotgun back to his left. They barely get that snap off in time, and the pass is high and incomplete. Looking for Rome Odunze. Yeah, go for it. If they get the right matchup, I could definitely see the Bears making it. I just don't. That's not what I think the Conference Championship would be. But I can understand why. It depends on the matchup. Williams looking to throw in 3rd and 10. Pressure coming, avoids one sack, but can't avoid the second. He's brought down near the 22 by Jalen Carter. And finally, this Philly defense keeps the Bears on their side of the field with about 3:20 to play in the half. The offense will have a shot to put up points. Kenneth Walker is good to go for Sunday. All right, punt comes off clean on 4th and 20. going to bounce and be picked up at the 25 as you pass the 30 to about the 34. I think the same about the Patriots, where yeah, they're playing really well right now. I'm questionable with them in the playoffs, but I think next year New England is going to be a scary team, and I'm not a fan of it. We're at commercial break. Yeah, the Patriots have more of a chance of making the AFC Conference Championship than I feel like the Bears do in the NFC. But that's less because I think the Patriots are a necessarily better team than Chicago, and more that the AFC is a weaker conference. Yeah. So like, it's the Bears win today. They set themselves up nicely for the 2 seed, which would mean they'll get what, either the Lions, the 49ers, or anyone else that sneaks into as a 7 seed. Which, depending on who that is, yeah, the Bears could win that. It's just the second round matchup. That would probably be against, who would that be against? What the Rams as the 1 seed, Bears as the 2, Philly as the 3. Yeah, but I think Seattle can. I think Seattle can definitely take on Tampa. Because at the same time, like Seattle's defense as well, who can probably handle both Philly and Tampa with how they're currently playing. Yeah, so the 49ers are the current 7th seed. So as the playoffs currently sit before the outcome of this game, it would be Philly, San Fran, Chicago, Green Bay, and Tampa, Seattle. Those would be great playoff games in the NFC. Hurts under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Play action, looking to throw. Pass right side, going to be caught by A.J. Brown, but going to be stood up at the line for no gain. Yeah, if not this year, next year. Because at the same time, like we can talk about the potential matchups all we want. Playoff football and playoff in any sports is a different game than the regular season is. So if they go against a team that has that experience in the playoffs, it's the Bears are going to need to be playing a better game than they currently are. Which they could, especially if they get that, they win the division, they get that home playoff game. They could definitely go on a bit of a run, but I'm not sure if it's conference championship level run. As we're heading into the 2-minute warning here in Philly, a 2nd and 10 coming up. Not been a good first half for the Eagles. We'll see if they can get points before halftime. The Eagles do get ball to begin the second half, so they're still sitting pretty fine, but they're going to need this offense to step up a bit. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in the Colts right now to go on a playoff run like I did a few weeks back. One, it's the Daniel Jones injury that he's dealing with, and 2, it's just they have not looked good the past few weeks. Yeah, but I think Seattle can definitely beat both Philly and Tampa. Yeah. Because I still think the Rams
I think the Rams are the Rams have the easiest path to the Super Bowl again. They've just been playing too good of football for me to think anything else. And I know like a 1 seed going on a run is like it's a little bit of a whole like do you want that bye type of conversation again. But with how the Rams have been playing, I think you just have to go with them. Oh yeah, the Panthers already scored. Who scored it? It's Erod. Hell yeah. Yeah, the Florida Panthers have a game right now where they need to win in regulation with, especially after losing to the Flyers on Wednesday. It's like I don't think the Bears will make the conference championship, but I could also see them having a very similar playoff run to what the Commanders had last year, where they get the right matchups at the right time, and they take advantage of it. Yeah, and also like assuming it is the Rams who win the NFC, I do not see a single team in the AFC with as complete of a roster as the Rams currently have. The Rams are my pick currently. I just think they're just playing too good of football for me to think otherwise. All right, back from commercial break. Hurts play action, looking to throw. Has time, pass over the middle is off the market, incomplete. Looking for AJ Brown. 3rd and 9 coming up. This Philly team, man. So I forget that I followed the Titans on Twitter. Damn, Sam Bennett just scored 2-0 Florida. Hell yeah. All right, 3rd and 9. Hurts in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Ball on roughly the 35. Hurts looking to throw. Pass right side, going to be caught along the sideline to the 48. AJ Brown on the reception, but there's a penalty in the secondary. This might be coming back. It's an offensive pass interference against AJ Brown. Drive killer. Oh, damn. I mean, we knew changes were going to come from the UFL in terms of coaching staffs. Mike Nolan, who was the coach of the Michigan Panthers, is not going to be brought back. That's going to be interesting. Hurts in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. 3rd and 19. Looking to throw. Pressure coming, rolling to his right. Still looking, going to pass right side. Going to be caught up to about the 38. It's Will Shipley on the reception, but nowhere near enough for the first. And the Eagles go 3 and out on back-to-back drives. And the Bears will have over a minute and a half to extend this lead before halftime. I know Buffalo is one of those teams where you can get 50 points out of them or you get less than 20. I can't say confidently they're a legit contender. Punt comes off clean, gonna bounce out of bounds to about the 18. I don't think the AFC has like a true contender at the current moment in the playoff picture. Like obviously you have the top teams of Denver and New England, but I don't think they're playing at a level where you can be confident in saying they can beat any team in the NFC. In the same way that the Rams are playing at a level where I'm confident in saying they can beat any team in the AFC. And Because the other issue is I don't see Buffalo getting past the AFC. They have a lot of injuries at pass catcher. Deion Dawkins is going to be out on Sunday. There was a chance the Bills don't even make the playoffs right now, with how tough they're with some of the games they have to play still. Williams in shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the right as well. Ball in the 19. Gonna hand this off of the middle for DeAndre Swift. Gonna get it to roughly the 23-24. Like already, even before this week, I was like, I'm circling 3 games for the Bills that they might drop. But after last night, that Cincy game is no longer an easy win for them, like I thought it was going to be. Like Cincy is a legit team. Yeah, like Pittsburgh's going to be tough for them on Sunday. Cincy's going to be a great matchup for them. They still have New England to play. Williams going to hand this off up the middle for DeAndre Swift. Going to get past the 25 to about the 30. Going to be enough for a first. Yeah. I don't know, because I don't think the Bills win the East right now at this current point. Williams in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Pass over the middle is tipped at the line. And it's incomplete. Oh my. That should have been picked off. It goes off the hands of DeAndre Swift that's just coming down. And then it goes through the hands of an Eagle defender. That would have been the break they needed. Jalen Carter, it goes off his helmet. And Nakobe Dean just couldn't hang on to the ball. That needs to be picked off. 2nd and 10, 33 seconds to play in the half. Williams looking to throw. Dump off left side to DeAndre Swift. Gonna have the blockers up past the 40 to about the 44. Yeah. I don't know. Again, the AFC is just too much of a wild card for the Super Bowl team, where I don't even think it's worth a conversation. All right, the Bears are calling their first timeout. Like the AFC is incredibly open this season, but not in a good way. I could see the Texans being a Cinderella story. It depends how they look with CJ Stroud back on their center. Williams pass left side going to be high and incomplete, nearly picked off by a diving Reed Blankenship. Just couldn't get his arms underneath it. 2nd and 10 coming up, 18 seconds to play in the first half. If the Texans offense on Sunday looks really good against that Indy defense, I'm willing to say they're a contender in the AFC. I don't see them winning the Super Bowl either, but they could. Also, DJ Moore slipped on his break, and that's why the ball was off the mark. Williams looking to throw in 2nd and 10. Rolling to his right, penalty marker down, going to be incomplete, looking for Colston Loveland. Going to hang on through the contact. That penalty is going to be offensive holding. So it'll be a 2nd and 20 with 11 seconds to play. And that probably just killed this drive for Chicago. Yeah, that's clear holding there. So 2nd and 20. Williams in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Going to look to throw. Quick pass right side caught by Luther Burden. Going to break off 2 tackles and get to about the 40 before being brought down. And no timeout's going to be called. That is halftime. 1 half of play in the books. The Bears, for it only being a 7-point game, the Bears are dominating to the point where the Eagles are getting booed off the field. This Philly fan base is not happy with this game right now, and I do not blame them at all. The Eagles do get ball to begin the second half, so we'll see if they can right the ship a bit. But yeah, things are looking bleak in Philly, and we're only one half a play in. They are indeed the Cleveland Browns. I get that. Bro. It was a few weeks ago. I recently started watching his stuff. He's funny. I mean, again, like, there's no team in the AFC I am really confident in to be able to compete with an NFC with the top teams in the NFC. Again, maybe Houston is that one if they can get their offense in some kind of shape. But if besides that, I just don't see it. Yep, at commercial break for halftime. Yeah, I mean Buffalo definitely can. Just because again, with the Bills, you never know when Josh Allen's gonna have a crazy performance. But at the same time, they're a team where they're a team where there's like the blueprint is there, it feels, with Buffalo after they've lost the past few. They also so there's that, and they also just don't have the offensive line to compete with the Rams and the Seahawks front sevens. So that's gonna be the issue come playoff time. But I've been saying the AFC has felt open since week one. Like this has been the most open the AFC has been ever. And it sucks that that's the case because Miami blew their chance early on in this season. Now where they're playing massive catch up. If Miami just won, like if Miami just beat Carolina and Los Angeles, two games that they had the lead in the second half, like they would be in such a better spot. Assuming Bucky Irvin plays on Sunday, that will be the test for if Tampa can get back into the contenders club. I don't think they will, but you never know. Bucky Irvin is a great back for them. If with him getting healthy, they might be able to right the ship a bit. At the end of the day, you get in the playoffs, you have a chance. Yeah. It's entirely different reasons why both conferences feel up in the air. The AFC is because every team's kind of just there, and the top teams underperformed this season. In the NFC, damn near every team is having a great season. Damn, Calgary got a goal. Come on, man. He was in net for Florida. Their ass off. Okay. I guess the other question is when does Philly make a change at coach? Mainly more so at coordinator with the OC. I feel like that will have to be the moment for Philly to decide going forward because their play calling and their offense is just not it. And the main change in the offseason was the OC left and they brought in Kevin Patullo. Because you can't fire Sirianni. You can, but the front office is not going to fire Sirianni one season after winning the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. Yeah, the NFC isn't the NFC East isn't the division where the Super Bowl winner is going to be from this year. I mean, maybe Philly turns it on once again in the playoffs, but they have given me no hope, no signs that could be the case. That's the issue with them. Also, we're at halftime. I'm going to quickly be right back. All right, you're back. I expected a bit of a fall off from Washington, not to this level, but I expected them to have a bit of a down season. So I'm not too surprised. I'm surprised, but not too surprised. Yeah, but Dallas might be the Cinderella team in the NFC this year. Their defense has looked a lot better since the deadline, and they brought in Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams. The offense is still playing at a really good level. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens is up there with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams as one of the better 1-2 receiving options in the league. If Dallas can get in, they could go on a run. Yeah, I feel that's a similar way I feel with the 49ers. I'm kind of just waiting for them to go on a streak of bad games. And then I already said, like, the Rams are my pick for the Super Bowl. I think the Seahawks are going to be in the NFC Championship. And then Arizona's Arizona. God, yeah. I think the NFC West is in a great spot this year. And we'll just see how it goes from there. Going real quick, going back to what I said, like, first quarter about their reports about being a veteran coach that might be looking to move on. If the Rams win the Super Bowl, does McVay roll right off to the sunset on top? That is a situation that I am very curious about. Because every year it feels like there's stuff surrounding McVay and him wanting to get into media and his time as a coach potentially running out, despite how young he still is. If he gets his second ring, is there a world where he puts him up really early like that? I doubt it, but you never know. Yeah, Saints are the Saints. Yeah, the NFC, Tampa's a wild card team in the sense that they win the division, but the wild card team in the sense that you really don't know with them because they've been dealing with some injuries. Because we've been, the talk has been Bucky Irvin and Chris Godwin the past few weeks. Mike Evans is still expected to be back before the playoffs, so they could get really healthy at the exact right time. So after one half of play, the Eagles have 2 first downs. Yeah, no, their offense is just not it. 2 first downs, 83 yards of offense. We got Richard Sherman wielding was that the Elder Wand? I don't know, Harry Potter. While talking about this Eagles offense. Yeah. It's like you have those like 4 or 5 teams in each conference where it's like, yeah, if they get in the playoffs, they could make some noise, but you just never truly know. Hey, Malcolm Jenkins being inducted to the Eagles Hall of Fame. Love to see it. As we await the start of the second half. Damn it, Florida. Calgary tied it up at 2. Man. Omarion Hampton has been ruled out this week. But seemingly is expected back the following week. That's fair. We have at commercial break as we await the start of the second half. At commercial break. Yeah, like it's, but in that same idea with the NFC feeling like the much better conference right now, there's the possibility where they just eat themselves in the playoffs and a team that no one expected gets in. And that's where you get a team like potentially Buffalo, New England, or Denver, who are like some of the more so like some other like AFC top tier team can get in and take advantage of it. So we'll see. But so still think the NFC, whoever wins the NFC will probably win it all. I'm pretty sure last year I was saying whoever wins the AFC probably wins it all, and that ended up not being the case. It feels like every year it gets to that point where it's like, okay, this conference is just a better conference. Yeah. Yeah, I've not played Marvel Rivals in a long while, but when I did, I was a Thing main, so I heard you. I read that sentence and I was instantly went into Marvel mode. Again, I haven't even played that game in a few months, but I'm still just like I've been wanting to. Yeah, that's true. And also last year, there were still the Chiefs to have to really take into account and ride with. Second half kickoff underway in Philly, going to be returned beginning from the 3. Room out past the 15, 20, 25, and down to about the 27, maybe 28. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with the AFC this year is you don't have the Chiefs, or you don't have the Chiefs in it right now. Yeah. Though the Vikings were a team where, I mean, if the Vikings won the North, I think they could have gone a good run. Obviously, that didn't happen. Hurts in shotgun and back to each side. First and 10. Gonna hand this off up. No, pass right side. Gonna be incomplete. Looking for Saquon Barkley, and they were not on the same page. Saquon was not ready for that ball to arrive unless it falls incomplete. I want to point something out as well, since we're second half has just started. I started Jalen Hurts over Jordan Love in fantasy. Yeah, that was a great decision by me. Hurts in shotgun back to his left. Gonna hand this off up the middle for Saquon Barkley, and he's gonna be maybe fall forward for a yard. 3rd and 9 coming up. Bro, Eagles fans are so fed up. It's funny, man. I get it, but man, this is rough. In the last 4 quarters of play, even dating back to last week, the Eagles offense has 3 points, just about 225 yards of offense, and 9 first downs. That is some teams' first halves. Hurts in shotgun back to his left, looking to throw in 3rd and 9. Pressure coming. Hurts pass left side, going to be incomplete. Would not have been enough for the first either way. The Eagles go 3 and out to begin the second half. And the boos continue to rain down. The boos continue. Eagles fans are in disbelief. At some point, do they put a bag over their heads like Dolphins fans did against Baltimore? All right, punt comes off clean. It's going to be returned beginning from the 11, maybe the 12. Gets out past the 15, the 20, and brought down near the 24. Yeah, 3 straight 3 and outs for this Eagles offense. They just can't get anything going. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be my worst week on predictions by far. And I'm not that surprised by it. Williams under center. Back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff left side for DJ Moore on an end around. Has space past the 30. Going to be just enough for a first as he gets to the 34. And yeah, the Bears are going to make me take them seriously after this one. This has been a great showing. What do I do with Philly and power rankings now, though, man? I already have to figure out what to do with Baltimore and Detroit. Williams alone in shotgun, looking to throw. Pass left side, going to be incomplete, looking for Colston Loveland. Quinyon Mitchell in coverage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Yeah. And especially with an Eagles team like this that relies so heavily on defense in this season, it feels. The Bears have been making that one play multiple times, and it's impressive. Handoff up the middle for DeAndre Swift is going to get about 5-ish. I already know Baltimore is not going to be on power rankings. They looked terrible last night. I think Detroit is going to barely stay in because they still played well even in that loss. Depending on how ugly this game gets, I mean, yeah, Philly's going to fall a lot. 3rd and 5. Williams in shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the 39-yard line. Williams looking to throw. Has some time. Pass over the middle is off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Luther Burden. Put too much into it, and the Bears will punt. All right, this Eagles defense is stepping up a bit. He slipped a bit on the top of his route. All right, so the Bears will punt. Penalty marker down before the snap. Going to be probably a false start. It'll be a 4th and about 10. Yeah, 4th and 10. Troy Taylor on to send this one down, the former Iowa punter. Punt comes off clean. Going to be out of bounds near the 22, 23-yard line. So the Eagles will start from there. And we head to commercial break with 12:20 to play in the third. Oh, the Georgia Tech game today is a neutral site? Why, man? Let that game be in Atlanta. It would have been great. It's tied up at 3. $7:30 kick for Texas A&M. Okay. Yeah, we're at commercial break. At commercial break. I mean, there's still time in this game, and it is only one possession. But how much time does this Eagles offense really have to get something going? Like, because at any moment, it feels like that the Bears offense is going to be able to make this a 2-score game. So how much time do they really have? I don't think I'm going to put Cincy on there, at least not yet. But Houston, if Houston beats Indianapolis, they're definitely gonna get that top 10 spot. Yeah, but off the top of the head, that's not bad. Part of it is with Cincy, as you need to see that defense show up again. Hurts in shotgun back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff left side for Saquon Barkley, going to be met in the backfield and fight his way back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. That Grady Jarrett making a play? Hold on. I must have missed something if Grady Jarrett's in Chicago. Yeah, that's Grady Jarrett with the tackle. Okay. When did he... this year, that's when. Hurts in shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, ball on the 26. It's 2nd and 10. Hurts going to look to throw. Pressure coming, escaping to his right, buying time. Looking downfield, throwing, gonna be intercepted. It's picked off by Kevin Byard. And the Bears defense continues to be unmovable. That's a great dive-in interception from Kevin Byard. And this Bears team is fired up. And I don't think I've ever heard a Philly arena or stadium this loud with boos. Trying to fit one in there to AJ Brown, and Kevin Byard jumps that route perfectly. And yeah, the ball never touches the ground when he has possession through the ground. And at this point, again, how much more time does this Eagles offense have to get something cooking down by 7? That time might have just expired. Williams under center, back behind him. Handoff right side to Kalamananga. Gonna get past the 45 to the 44. Why is it making me like the Bears? I would say being like, I view divisional rivalries as, yes, you have all 4 teams being rivals with each other, but then you can split it in half and have like a bigger rivalry of 2 groups. So I view the Vikings' biggest rival in that division as the Lions. So I think, yeah, you could have an appreciation for the Bears. Williams escaping the pocket to his left, going to slide this down at right about the line of scrimmage. Yeah, again, like, I'm sure the Vikings and Packers have had bigger games and better games, but mainly the longevity of the Packers Bears rivalry, that to me is the biggest. Williams in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side, play action looking to throw, rolling to his right to buy some time, pass in right, going to be incomplete, looking for Rome Odunze. Quinyon Mitchell in coverage, a 4th and 3 coming up. So the Bears go 3 and out after the interception. Eagles defense stands strong a bit. Yeah, and then that's the case with a lot of rivalries where you have where it's just the team fan base is always going to view other teams as bigger rivals. So that mindset I have with the divisional rivalries doesn't work. I like to view it that way because it makes like storylines a bit better. That's a completely personal thing that I don't think anyone else does. Punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at about the 7. It's like, if you think of it that way, and you say you have to split it in half like that. Even looking at the AFC East, completely kills that idea. But it's still just fun. It's like, I view with the Patriots that's Miami's biggest rival because of the Brady era, but like I totally understand Dolphins fans that view the Bills as a bigger rival because of more recent stuff and because of the Marino and Kelly eras. It's purely all that stuff that's purely based off of just eras, but it is a like fun thing to think about. It's like how much more impactful are some of these rivalries. As we're at commercial break. Yeah. That's a fair way to put it. As we're still at commercial break. Yeah, but I also feel like most of the other NFC fan bases, like the other 2 Bears and Lions fans, feel that same way about the Packers. And then that's why it makes it tough when you have one team that has had as big of a longevity of success as the Packers have. It's a 3-on-1 in that division basically. So it's hard to split it up in a way to where you can get 2 separate big time rivalries. Exactly. And with the AFC North, no one cares about the Browns. But that's still one where like I would probably put Cincy and Cleveland as the one of the two big rivalries just because of the Ohio stuff. And then with Pittsburgh and Baltimore having played in multiple big time playoff games. But at the end of the day, like, again, no one cares about the Browns. So you can't really put them as a team's biggest rival. Exactly. That's why when I'm saying stuff like that, it's more so just like teams related, not fans. Hurts looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass over the middle, caught by A.J. Brown. Up past the 20 and down to about the 24. And there's also some divisions where that's big, the whole two big rivalry things are very easy in my mind. Like in the NFC East, it's Eagles Giants and it's Cowboys Commanders. In the NFC South, it is Falcons Saints and it's Buccaneers Panthers. Those two feel like locks to me. But I can totally understand if there's other arguments. Pass left side caught by Devonta Smith, going to be about a yard or so, penalty marker down. It's a roughing the passer against Chicago. 15 yards in the free first. Yeah, it just hits him late. Yeah, it's whatever. yeah. Yeah, the NFC West is by far the toughest for me to think of like two very distinct big time rivalries. Because every team in that division just does not like each other. Handoff up the middle for Saquon Barkley is going to get past the 40 to about the 44. And also, that division has not had a single longevity top team. The same way that like the AFC East has, the NFC North has. That's exactly what I have, Bufflash. But I totally get Dolphins fans. You hate the Bills more. Hurts keeps it himself left side, has room past the 40, 35, and out of bounds at the 34. Hey, designed QB run with Jalen Hurts. It can work. Yeah. Also, part of the weirdness with the NFC West and that stuff is Seattle was in the AFC for like 30 years. So they don't really have a massive history with those other teams in the NFC West. Hurts looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass left side gonna be caught by A.J. Brown. And he is in. Touchdown Philly. They're an extra point away from tying this one up. And the offense has finally woken up. A 5-play, 92-yard drive. And Jake Elliott will come on to tie this game at 10. The Bears had their chance to kill the Eagles. Instead they went 3 and out and gave Philly life, and A.J. Brown takes advantage. What a catch. Great adjustment on the ball. And Jake Elliott on for the extra point. It is up. And he missed it wide left. He missed it wide left. The Bears remain with a 1-point lead. Oh yeah, Bobflesh. I was thinking Rams Cardinals for the West as the main one because they both played in St. Louis. But besides that, I don't have anything else for the NFC West. Yeah, Jake Elliott missing that kick gave the Bears a bit of momentum back. But this game just got a whole lot more interesting. Yeah, I like to describe the Arizona Cardinals as the most mid team in NFL history because like they've had solid years, but for the most part they've sit in just mediocrity their entire history. Yeah, yeah. The Bears were not gonna hold Philly to 3 the entire game, but the fact they held them to 3 for as long as they did, it's given them a real shot at this. But now they're gonna need their offense to step back up. Lane Kiffin says post game he has not made up his mind yet. So the Lane Kiffin watch continues. We'll probably get a word after tomorrow. Where depending on who does LSU play tomorrow, Baflash? And I think depending on the outcome of that game. Okay, if the Bears can get at least 3 and make it so Philly has to score a touchdown again to take the lead, you feel in a better spot. They play Oklahoma tomorrow. You know, the reason why it's Oklahoma is because for some reason, when I get the reasoning, but Red River takes place in like week 5 when it should be final week of the season. But yeah, so yeah, if LSU can find a way to at least keep the game with Oklahoma close, if not win, I think we could see Kiffin making that choice to move over there. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from about the 3, up past the 20, 25, 30, past the 35 to the 36. Okay, well, what rivalry should LSU play this week? That doesn't already have what rival should LSU play that doesn't already have a bigger rivalry game this week? Arkansas? Yeah, fair. But who does well, Arkansas plays Mizzou this week, right? Or would that already happen? I wish more schools will handle rivalries the same way FSU and UF does, where you play a non-conference game final week of the season, same way that Georgia Tech does. It would make scheduling so much better. Handoff up the middle, gonna get about 2 or 3. Because like Missouri and Kansas should be this week. It should be the rivalry week, not Utah and Kansas like it was earlier. Williams going to play action and look to throw. Pass left side going to be incomplete with a penalty marker down. Looking for Roma Dunze. Going to be a DPI against Philly. Like again, more schools should be okay playing a non-conference rival in the final week of the season. Because it would make rivalry week that much better. And there's also someone whose team is UCF. I would be so fine playing USF what week are we in? Like week 14 every single year. Some battle. Yeah, exactly. That's why the border war should be week 14 between Missouri and Kansas. It would be a much better rivalry week. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side after the DPI against Philly. Handoff right side for DeAndre Swift. Past midfield and down to about the 46. Playing Tulane would be fun. If the SEC and the scheduling makers are so hell bent on having Arkansas Missouri final week, why not play Tulane? Oh yeah. Williams under center, back behind him, play action, looking to throw. Pressure coming, pass left side, it's tipped and intercepted. It's a big man pick. No, that's not Jalen Carter. That is Bryce Huff on the interception. The Eagles have life. The Eagles are back in business, looking for the halfback screen left side, the Kyle Manon guy, and Bryce Huff with one hand steals it away, and the Eagles offense is right back onto the field. And that's Jalix Hunt. Yeah, Jalix Hunt with the one to go up for it. Yeah, Williams just did not put enough under that ball. He threw it pretty much right to Jalix Hunt. All right, so Hurts in shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the plus 36. Already in field goal range for Jake Elliott. Man in motion left to right as they're going to hand this off up the middle for Saquon Barkley. Bounces it out left, has space, past the 25 and down to the 21. Under 6.5 to play in the third. In the span of 4 minutes of game time, the momentum has completely flipped. Really, since 09 that game hasn't been played? I'm sure part of it is just LSU not wanting to play a group of 5 team this late in the season. Handoff up the middle for Saquon Barkley. Going to get past the 20 to about the 16. I say that like LSU did not just play Western Kentucky. But you know what I mean. All right, 2nd and 6. 5.5 to play in the third. Hurts in shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle for Saquon Barkley. Has room inside the 15 to about the 12 they're going to rule him down at. And Eagles fans are not happy as Saquon Barkley ends up having his forward progress fully stopped at the 10. They're ruling him down at the 12 though. See, did his knee touch here? Yeah, his knee touched at the 12. Good call from the ref. Yeah. And here comes the tush push on 3rd and 1. And I think Hurts is short. I think he's short. Chicago was saying their ball as well. Refs are still going through this pile. Bears are saying fumble in their ball. I think refs are going to rule his forward progress stopped. Either way, he's either going to be 4th and inches or Bears ball. Oh, now they're saying Chicago ball. What? They're saying, wait, no, I need a replay. They're saying Hurts fumbled this? Or was the ball stolen from him? It depends when forward progress was stopped. That would be a fumble. And the Bears would have it. When is forward progress stopped? That's a either way, that's a fantastic heads up play from Chicago to stand him up and go for the ball like that. We're heading into a commercial break. As it stands, it is Chicago ball. Thanks to Nahshon Wright just stealing it from Jalen Hurts as he was stood up in the tush push. So the Eagles get a bunch of momentum back with the interception, and then the Bears get it right back. But not only stopping the tush push, but forcing a fumble and coming away with it. Oh yeah, the Eagles fans, they've had massive expectations for this season. and they're just not living up to it at all. You know, I forget that Madden is on Switch now. And they're showing highlights. They're showing a commercial for Madden on Switch. I promise you it does not look like that. Yeah, back-to-back turnovers. 3 straight turnovers? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's because of the tuck rule stuff. Yeah, his arm was coming forward, but by the time the ball leaves his hand, his arm is pretty much perpendicular to his body, and you can tell he was pump faking there. It's a fumble. Oh yeah, Madden release. Yeah, Madden 26 released on Switch. I don't think it runs great, especially not on Switch 1. But yeah, it released on Switch. First time Madden releases on a Nintendo console since 2012. Yeah, I didn't think it was 3 straight. But either way, back-to-back turnovers. This third quarter has been crazy. Yeah, no, it was definitely that the Lamar Jackson second fumble was definitely a fumble. There was no doubt to me that it could be incomplete. It's because of when the ball it's because of when the ball leaves his hand. All right, Williams under center. Hand this off right side. There's space for Manon guy. Pass to 25-30, 35-40, and going to be brought down at the 44. A great carry to begin the drive, and the Bears are taking advantage of the fumble already. Like it was the case where for the Lamar Jackson fumble, if his arm was more so like still at an angle when the ball left his hand, it would have been incomplete. But because it was borderline perpendicular and going down even more, like it's a fumble. Handoff up the middle from Manon guy, gonna get about 5 up near the 49-50. Yeah, depending on what the Bears do on this drive, this game go a long way to being over. Like that was a chance for Philly to really get momentum in this game, and then they blow it. They gave the Bears a chance to re-extend this lead, or extend this lead even more. Handoff right side from Manon guy, plenty of space, past the 45 to the 41. Yeah, Chicago getting 6 on this, or even just killing a lot of time, is going to really help them out in this. It's either you want 6, or if you can get it down to about 12 minutes left in the game, and then kick the field goal. I think either way, you're feeling great. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball under plus 42. And there's movement before the snap. Going to be a false start against Chicago. Yeah, fingers are pointing down. It was going straight. The ball had no trajectory to it. It was a clear fumble. I could get the argument that people are making, but it's just not they were not going to overturn that. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion left to right. Gonna hand this off up the middle for a gain of about a yard. So 2nd and 14 coming up. Also, some more college coaching news. Washington Commanders QB coach Tavita Pritchard is being hired by Stanford to be their new head coach. All right. Williams in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. 2nd and 14 from the plus 46. A handoff once again up the middle, and there's space. Past the 40 to about the 38-37. Once again, Kyle Manangai on the carry. The people that are pissed about it are people that are very strongly associated with sports betting. Anyone with logic can see the point of that. I did not explain it to T-Fox well last night, but it's like you need to penalize the offense for fumbling out the back of the end zone in the same way that if they fumble out the back of their own end zone, it's a safety. So if they fumble it out the back of the end zone they're trying to score at, yeah, it should be a touchback. 3rd and 5, trying the halfback screen that gets blown up to DeAndre Swift. A 4th and 5 coming up, just under a minute to play in the third. Some sweet tea. All right, 4th and 5. Offense is staying on the field for Chicago. Williams in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. And they're trying to draw him off sides. It does not work. So a timeout's going to be called. Oh, did they reset the play clock? Yeah, they reset the play clock. The Bears keep their timeouts. Okay. Williams in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. 4th and 5. Ball on the 37. Because of the wind, you're not quite in field goal range. Williams looking to throw. Eagles send pressure. Pass left side. Caught by wide open Colston Loveland at the 30. Gonna be a gain of 6 and enough for a Bears first down to keep the drive going. Yeah. The Eagles have 7 first downs compared to the Bears 21. All right, Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle, going to have space past the 25 down to about the 21. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes remain. It's a 1-point game in Philly. And the Eagles were the better team in that third quarter, but they made just one too many mistakes. And they're still playing at a deficit. And we're at commercial break. Yeah, Calgary scored again. Come on, Florida. I mean, that's what happens when you make it to 3 straight Stanley Cups, the same way that the Chiefs have made it 3 straight Super Bowls. Eventually, you're just going to have a down year. I'm at commercial break. Oh yeah, I can go through some of the college stuff now. Air Force is up 28-14 over Colorado State. Georgia's up 13-3 over Georgia Tech. San Diego State's up 14-10 over New Mexico. North Texas up 35-7 over Temple. Yeah, North Texas about to be a college football playoff team. Crazy. Utah State up 14-10 over Boise State, and that's all the games currently in action. Hey, Kent State beat Northern Illinois earlier. And yeah, how is there only 3 games in the nightcap for college football? But come on. All right, just coming back from commercial break. First game for Chicago with 2 100-plus yard rushers since 1985. All right, get the Super Bowl shuffle out. We already know what Bears fans are going to do with this. 2nd and 1, Williams under center, back behind him. Handoff left side for DeAndre Swift. Gonna bounce it towards the sideline. Past the 20 and down at the 15 will be a gain of 6 and enough for a first down. They keep the time rolling. 1st and 10. First and 10. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. 1st and 10 from the plus 15. Toss right side from a non-guy. Gonna have space to about the 14, maybe the 15. All right. 2nd and about 6 coming up. Giving him a 2nd and 5. Williams under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. 2nd and 5 from roughly the 10. Williams, quick throw, right side, gonna be caught by DJ Moore to the 5. Will be a 1st and goal for Chicago. Good, yeah, good catch there against Quinyon Mitchell. So 1st and goal, 13 minutes to play in the game. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off as they give this up the middle, and it's Kyle Monangai to put the Bears on top. 7 pending the extra point from 5 yards out. They extend this lead with 12:49 to play. The dominant game on the ground that Chicago has had is capped off with 2 rushing touchdowns, including that one. It's I could get it this being a snooze fest, but at the same time, this has been a pretty entertaining game to me. I'm fine watching a defensive game as long as it's a good defensive game. And that's kind of what this has been. The extra points up and good. It's like defenses are making good plays. At least Chicago's offense has done something in this one. They're moving the ball well, even if they're stalling out on some drives. But yeah, I definitely get calling this a snooze fest. But at the same time, I have been live with actual snooze fest, and those were not fun at all. At least this has been entertaining. Yeah, hopefully Sunday's better. I think Sunday will be a bit better. Be like, for as much as I love the UFL, and I think the UFL is great for football as a whole. there were some games for the UFL, especially Memphis games that were just so much worse than this. On Sunday, I will be live with the Dolphins and Saints, with the Bills and Steelers, and then Sunday Night Football with the Broncos and Commanders. So we got 3-game slate on Sunday. Yeah, this game has the things that make it entertaining, even with it being 17-9. I was not live with Raiders and Broncos, thankfully, because I had a friend visiting that day or that weekend, so I was not live with that. That's a snooze fest of a game. Or like Broncos Colts from a few years back, that was like a 9-6 overtime game. That's a snooze fest. Because we're at commercial break still. Yeah, that's part of the thing. That's part of the list. What was? I know Miami has played some pretty bad games this year. Yeah, Eagles Packers was a snooze fest, but at the same time, like there was some fumbles and some good defensive plays in that one. If that would have been a 0-0 tie, it would have been great. As we're just coming back from commercial break. The Bears are set to send this one down. Return gonna begin from the 1-yard line, just about. Up past the 15, trying to find space down the right side, past the 20, and stood up at the 21. All right. No, I'm going off the Dolphin game because I am a Dolphins fan and I go live with every single Dolphins game. Yeah. There's been a few weeks where like Miami is not the greatest game, but good. Hurts in shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw in 1st and 10. Has some time, pass right side, gonna be incomplete, looking for Devontae Smith. And they keep the flag in. Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, Eagles fans are not happy. They're probably should have been DPI. Probably should have been DPI. If Miami comes out the gates slow with that game, I'm gonna be pissed. They should not. They're getting guys back as well. They should not have an issue with the Saints. Handoff up the middle for Saquon Barkley's gonna get about 3-ish up to the 24. No, I'm definitely gonna keep Texans and Colts on in the background because that game is gonna be great. Miami's not in a spot for the number 1 pick anymore, and I'm kind of fine with that. With how it seems the team's gonna be going for next year. 3rd and 6, Hurts in shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Gonna say ball on roughly the 24.5-yard line. Hurts to throw, stepping up, pass over the middle, caught by AJ Brown. And not going to be enough. Gets to the 29. Needed the 31. They're going to mark him a bit shorter. Either way, it's a 3-and-out for Philly. And at what point of this game are Eagles fans going to start throwing stuff on the field? They seem close. And yeah, the Eagles go 3-and-out. They're going to punt this one away. Yes, Vikings Seahawks, I believe, is in the 1 o'clock slate. Or it might be 4:05. False start against the Eagles called before the penalty. Be a 4th and 8. This is a defend. I get that. Yeah. When the DC defenders threw lemons on the field because they couldn't have the beer snake, that was fun. Punt comes off relatively clean. Gonna be out of bounds, probably near like the 40. Not the greatest of punts. Yeah, Vikings Seahawks is a 405 game. I hope the Dolphins could beat the Jets by 30-40. But last time we played them, it was a 27-20 finish. And we're heading to commercial break. Like again, we should, in theory, Miami should be able to handle the next 2 games. But knowing this team and the history that they have, they're gonna keep both of them close for no reason. Yes, the Eagles just went 3 and out. So they their offense has not been great. What is this, like 3 of the past 5 drives being 3 and outs for Philly? No. 4 of the last 7 drives were 3 and outs. Yeah, and I mean, if Miami goes 9 and 8, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. But at the same time, I mean, they have some pretty tough games. Like, Pittsburgh, Cincy, and Tampa are gonna be tough games for them to win. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Either way, it's pretty cut and dry what direction they're gonna go with this team for next year. Which I'm not too opposed to it. I would like more of a shakeup, but at the same time, you're bringing in a new GM. Let him see what type of team he has and how close they really are. Well, the next 3 includes Pittsburgh, Boflash. We play Cincy week 16. It's the next 3 is the Saints, the Jets, and the Steelers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Miami will lose out. Winning out is a bit more possible just because of the state of some of the teams they have to play. But either way, you probably don't make the playoffs unless you get very lucky. Which I'm fine with. Aaron Rodgers should not be that tough to beat. I'm not too worried about him. I'm worried about TJ Watt. That's my issues with the Steelers right now. Is TJ Watt is still playing at a high level. Williams under center, back behind him. Handoff up the middle is gonna get a yard or 2. Maybe fighting for a 3rd yard. Either way, DeAndre Swift on the carry. Primarily it's the NFL, and then I do the UFL in the spring, so it's more football. Part of me wants to start doing NBA and NHL playoffs for the other South Florida teams. I'm just not sure just yet. And even if I do go live with those, it's not going to be similar to how these are. It would be more so just it would be a lot more casual. Williams under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. 2nd and 7, going to hand this off up the middle for DeAndre Swift, and they get about another 3. Yeah, the UFL is always fun. The games, good handful of the games aren't necessarily great games, but it's just more football, and it's at the time of the year where I just really want to watch football, and I'm gonna watch those games anyway, so might as well go live with those on top of everything. Williams in shotgun, back to his right, going to look to throw in 3rd and 4. Has some time, pass over the middle, caught by DJ Moore. Pass midfield and brought down near the 46. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean by more casual. Because part of the idea with the NBA stuff is it would be the Heat playoff games and the Knicks playoff games. So I'm gonna want to toast it on for the Knicks ones for sure. And then the NHL, it's gonna be the Panthers through and through. Because also when those playoffs happen, I'll be done with the spring semester, so I'll have a more permanent setup that would work for those you guys to hop on. Handoff left side for, I think that's DeAndre Swift. Gonna be about 4 or 5. If the Blues right now are not playing great. So if they can make the playoffs out west, maybe. Yeah, the Bears have definitely proven themselves with this. Williams under center, back behind him, play action, looking to throw. Rolling left to buy some time. Dump off to Cole Kmet's going to get about 2. 3rd and 4 coming up. 8:20 to play in the game. Because the part I've been most impressed with Chicago today on is their defense. And that was kind of the missing piece to just have a proof of concept for Chicago. Their offense is still playing great. They're playing well. The ground game has been fantastic. But the fact that their defense is, being able to handle Philly like this, kind of like how they were somewhat supposed to with how the Eagles have been playing, it definitely provided some confidence in them. Williams, quick throw right side. Gonna have space past the 35 and down to the 31 for Zaccheaus. And the Bears keep the chains moving. They continue to kill clock. Now firmly in field goal range. The bad news bear. That Bears. I'm curious how long now it will take for this Bears team to recreate the Super Bowl shuffle. The same way that the 2018 team did. Williams under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. 1st and 10 from the 30. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off as they hand this off right side for DeAndre Swift. That'll be a gain of about 2. Yeah, just pure pain. I don't know. I don't fully know what it is with Philly this year. There's you can tell there's something wrong with the offense. No one's gonna deny that. But they still have the talent. They're still running a similar scheme. It's just the play call is not following suit. It does need to be studied. And after the season, when I have a bit more time, I'll probably dive into that a bit more. Williams gonna play action and look to throw. Rolling left. Pump faking, passing for the end zone. As a man, it's Cole Kmet. Touchdown Chicago. That might be the icing on the cake. A 28-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet caps off an 8-play drive with 6:19 to play. And it's now a 2-possession lead for the Bears. Just no one has him. Kmet sneaks through all the chaos and gets open in the end zone. The extra point to make it a 15-point game is up, and it is right down the middle. 15-point Bears lead with 6:19 to play. Yeah, this is a much more dominant win than I thought the Bears had in them. When Caleb Williams got so good, when he got a competent offensive scheme around him with Ben Johnson, the Bears' offense last year was abysmal. Yeah, the competent coaching. Yeah, Kevin Petula might not survive the month. Sadly, I don't think you can fire the team unless you want to relocate them elsewhere. But yeah, Kevin Petula should definitely be on the move. It's It's rough. No, Caleb Williams was the first overall pick for a reason. It's not like he's Jamarcus Russell. But at the same time, like when you have a coach like Ben Johnson who is that big of an offensive mind, it's going to help out your team. Now the question is how sustainable this will be for next season when Ben Johnson's team here in Chicago is going to have a full year's worth of tape on it. But for now, the Bears are the Bears. They're feeling well, feeling good. The Ball Flash. The fact your nickname for him is Cheeseburger is slander enough for me. He just didn't read. He also got drafted to a Raiders situation that was terrible. But I don't think that would have mattered all too much. I mean, that's definitely possible. But I was mentioning this earlier that even though like that Sirianni, you could definitely fire him and probably definitely shake up the team. But the front, like the ownership is not gonna fire Sirianni after they just won the Super Bowl. He's at least gonna have some leeway. Now the coordinators, on the other hand, maybe Fangio gets a bit of leeway because he was the coordinator last year, but Petula has zero room of grace. He's by far on the hottest seat of this coaching staff. Cheeseburger is Jamarcus Russell, who was the first overall pick in the 2007 NFL draft. He played like 2 seasons in Oakland and then was out the league. Kickoff is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles will begin from the 20. Oh, yeah? At T-Fox, if that wears about, like, Jamarcus Russell, he went to LSU, was a solid quarterback at LSU, had a great arm on him, just couldn't do much else. And he also got drafted to an Oakland Raiders team that had zero foundation to it. Hurts looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass over the middle, caught by A.J. Brown. Going to be brought down near the 33-yard line. So a gain of 13 to begin the drive. Yeah. And then that's why we see a lot of offenses in the NFL starting to be a bit more shotgun focused. But the teams that have the most success can also be effective under center. Pass left side can be caught by Devonta Smith for about a yard or two. I mean, I can even speak on that myself, is I was never a fan of going under center. And the offense we ran my first season playing in high school was very under center focused. And then the very next year, we went very shotgun focused. Hurts looking to throw in 2nd and 9. Pass left side going to be dropped by Saquon. 3rd and 9 coming up. Yeah, because a large part of it is shotgun is easier for the quarterbacks. Because you already have the wider range of vision because you're not under center with it. And you can easily step up in the pocket, easily move around in the pocket. So for a lot of colleges who have guys that aren't going to be like legit NFL quarterbacks, it's easier to go in shotgun and try and find success in college. Plus, again, like the rules changes, the wider hash marks, the very reliance on RPO. Hurts pass right side on 3rd and 9 is going to be caught to about the 45 by Devonta Smith. They keep the drive going, but Smith's a bit slow to get up afterwards. Shotgun also allows you to get the ball out quicker because you don't have to do your standard 3-step. You can just do a 1-step drop. But you can do a 1-step from under center, but it's not nearly as effective. Hurts pass right side, caught by Jahan Dotson, pass midfield to about the 46. Hey, they're moving well. 4:40 to play in the game. They're going to need to score relatively quick. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Actually, ball on the 42. Looking to throw once again. Pressure coming. Pass left side. Gonna be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for A.J. Brown. Hit underthrown on it. So 2nd and 10. .420 to play in the game. Eagles are going to need a score here relatively quick. They have all 3 timeouts still. They still have the 2-minute warning, so you don't need to go too quick. But you would like to score sooner rather than later to give your offense as much time as possible. Hurts in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 10 from the 42. Play clock winding down. To get the snap off in time. Hurts looking to throw. Pass right side, going to be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Jahan Dotson. And just was never prepared for that ball. 3rd and 10 coming up. Nearly a great dive and play made there by the Bears defender. Yeah, it's just a tough one. Yeah, that ball arrives. I wouldn't say arrives early, just Dotson did not get his head around quick enough. All right, 3rd and 10. You know you're going to go for it on 4th, so you don't need to get it all here. Hurts looking to throw. Stepping up, passing over the middle. It's caught to the 25. A.J. Brown. They keep the drive going. 1st and 10 coming up. All right, go for it. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Bears send pressure. Quick pass left side caught by Smith. Going to get brought down into 21. Great tackle from Kevin Byard as Devonta Smith was trying to shake loose but wasn't able to. Going to be a 2nd and about 6 with 3.5 to play in the game. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Ball on the 21-yard line. Hurts looking to throw. Quick pass right side, off the mark and incomplete. I think that was for Dotson once again. Just wasn't prepared for the ball once again. Plus, it was a bit high. So 3rd and 6. All right, 3rd and 6. 3:20 to play in the game. Again, you know you're going for it on 4th, so you don't need all 6. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, looking to throw. Has time, pass left side, caught by A.J. Brown. The toe tap at the 4. And it's 1st and goal Philly. This has been their best drive of the game. First and goal from the 4. There's the right, there's the left, there's the right. Great catch, man. A.J. Brown. There's a reason why he wants all the targets. 1st and goal. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw once again. Quick pass, right side. A.J. Brown is in. They cut into this deficit. It is now a 9-point game. And they have a choice to make. Do you go for 2, get it to a 7-point game? Or kick the field goal, get it back to a 1-score game, and then give you... Either way, your defense needs to make a stop, and you need to score a touchdown again. It's just, do you want to give yourself a legitimate shot down by 8? Or take the risk of keeping this a 2-score game? They're going to go for 2. Hurts alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Chicago stacking the line of scrimmage. You have 1 person in the end zone. Hurts looking to throw. Has some time. Rolling to his left to buy more. Pass. End zone incomplete. Looking for Saquon Barkley in the back of the end zone. It remains a 2-score game with 3:10 to play. I think you just I think you should just kick the extra point there. And you kick the extra points, that way it gives your offense a reason to go on the next drive. Because now if you make a stop down by 9, you might have 2 minutes. You might probably have under 2 minutes to play. It's gonna take a lot more to come back in it. The Rams play. Hey, even with the Eagles being a bit more competent in that game, the Rams still nearly probably should have won. That blocked kick at the end was crazy. But I'm sure the Rams would definitely get their get back if these two teams played in the playoffs. That's a for sure thing. As we're at commercial break. Think of this way: the Eagles won the battle in that matchup. The Rams are gonna win the war, in terms of they're probably gonna get the Super Bowl. They're probably gonna hoist the Lombardi at this point. All right, at commercial break with 3:10 to play. Actually, I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles go for an onside kick. Maybe not the best of ideas, but still. Yeah, that it's fair to be salty like that. And again, Miami gave up 30 points to Cleveland when they played earlier this year. I don't think the Browns have put up more than 20 in every other game. They might have. No, I think they put up 24 last week, but still. Yeah, that's fair. Now I'm curious what the Browns' point stuff is. Yeah, the Browns put up 31 against Miami. Their next highest was 24, which they put up last week. So yeah, the Browns offense had a random great game, and I hated. All right, so here comes the onside kick. Down by 9. The Eagles are going to need to get this. Elliott lining up. They're going to watermelon kick this. Here's the onside kick. It's going to be picked up by Rome Odunze at the 48. The Bears have possession. And they're going to need a few more first downs to seal this one. All right. Can Chicago seal this one? Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the 47. 3:09 to play. Williams going to hand this off up the middle, and that's a gain of about 2 or 3. And next week, Thursday Night Football, Cowboys-Lions going to be a great game. Same time, going to be live with 4 games throughout Sunday and Monday. Dolphins Saints at 1 o'clock, Bills Steelers at 4:25, Broncos Commanders Sunday Night Football, and then Giants Patriots Monday Night Football. A full slate still for this week. And the Eagles are going to start calling their timeouts. First one called with 3:05 to play in the game. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side, 2nd and 7. Tight end in motion, left to right. They're going to toss this right side with Monangai. who's going to get to about the 40-yard line before being stood up. And the Eagles called their second timeout with just under 3 minutes to play. Oh yeah, next week, Thursday night, is either going to be a fantastic one, or it's going to be another defensive showing with how both teams have played recently. Either way, it's going to be one of those games that come down to the wire and be a fun finish. The Eagles still have to play the Chargers, the Bills, the Raiders, and the Commanders twice. If they beat the Raiders and the Commanders twice like they're supposed to, I think they're fine. Next Thursday is the Lions and Cowboys. That's going to be a great game, hopefully. 3rd and 3, Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. 2:59 to play in the game. Play clock winding down to get the snap off as they play action and look to throw. Williams running left. Gonna take it himself, and he gets enough for the first. The dive-in effort picks up 4. And the Eagles are gonna call their final timeout. Yeah. I think that game is in Buffalo as well, so that's gonna be a very tough one for them. Yeah, the Eagles still have like a 2-game lead in that division, so they're fine for the most part. But it's gonna be a tight finish for a lot of these teams. Chicago keeps a 1.5 game lead over the Packers with this. Hey, I'm so down for a game with a foot of snow. I don't think I've called a snow game yet. It'd be great. Williams under center, going to hand this off left side from an guy who has space inside the 35 to about the 33. And they need one more play before the 2-minute warning. Also, that's one of those games where I'm kind of hoping Philly can turn things on a bit, because I need the Bills to lose 3 games of their final 6. Yeah. Listen, I'm a Floridian. I've seen snow maybe once or twice in my life. I'm so fine with a foot of snow. Williams under center, back behind him, going to hand this off up the middle. And that is a gain of about 1 yard. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, a 3rd and 6. A first down first down ends the game as the Bears will be able to kill the rest of the clock. But first, a commercial break as they're showing a very dejected Jalen Hurts on the sideline. All right, 2 minutes. I mean, fair. Again, if there's anyone from this Eagles coaching staff to be fired, it would be Kevin Petula. Because the offense has been the biggest issue in Philly this season. Their defense has been playing great, or has been playing really well for the most part. It's the offense that has just been sluggish. Yeah. I am 0 for 4 on predictions to start the week. Hell yeah. Honestly, that's just impressive at this point. That's just impressive at this point. All right, 3rd and 5. A first down seals it. Williams under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on just about the plus 31. They need the 26. Tight end in motion. They get the jump. There's movement up front. Who they say moved first? It's encroachment on Philly. but it's still going to be, it's 3rd and inches. Because it was a 3rd and 5.5. So it's a 3rd and inches now. Jalen Carter called for the offsides. Yes, this definitely is going to change my view of Chicago. Because I would, they've played some nice competition leading up to this game, but for the most part, there hasn't been anyone where I'm like, I could see this team competing in January and February. The Eagles were the first team where, yeah, they've been playing kind of bad, but at least they have the playoff pedigree. Where the fact that the Bears came out and dominated like this, it definitely makes me view a bit higher on them. The 3rd and 1 play is going to lose about 3. So it's 4th and 4 as the clock continues to run. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good coming into this, but it's the fact that they dominated this well makes me think that, if they could possibly split the Packers series and thus win this division. Because leading up to this, I did not think they were a division champion caliber team, but this performance makes me think that way. All right, they called the first timeout with 1:15 to play as they just were killing time there. Yeah, exactly. They were always solid, but needed a statement win. Same way I felt about the Colts leading up to their game against the Chargers a few weeks back. Obviously, since then things have changed because they haven't been playing great recently. But they were like, that Colts win against the Chargers is what initially solidified me that they are a legit team. Now it's not really playing out that way for one reason or another. Yeah, I'm still not sure how far they're going in the playoffs. Because again, that's just a different type of game that I'm not sure if Chicago is able to play at this moment. But it definitely does make me excited for the future of the Bears. 4th and 4, offense on the field. The first down ices it. Williams in shotgun, back to his right, looking to throw. Has some time, pass left side is off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Luther Burden. But miscommunication, and the Eagles have a very, very small amount of life. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, winning the division and just making the playoffs, I think would be a great season for Chicago. If they can get to the divisional round and beat the Packers, the Lions, whoever they play, then yeah, it's gonna be an even better season. As Jalen Phillips was a bit hobbled after that one. He got blocked right into Jalen Carter. If Cincy win that division would be the best AFC North season possible. Hurts rolling to his right to buy some time. Gonna take it himself. Past the 40, 45, 50. And out of bounds at the 48. But there's a penalty marker down in the backfield. And it's a hold-in against Philly. I mean, other teams can stop you, Bob Flash. If Cincy loses to Arizona and Miami, you're not winning that division. Yeah, Bengals win that division would be peak AFC North. At the same time, it would probably cause Zach Taylor to keep his job. Jalen Hurts, another pick coming up. Yeah, it would be kind of funny. Yeah. Hurts in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, looking to throw in 1st and 20. Pass over the middle is caught by A.J. Brown at the 38. What a catch. And they're going hurry up. 50 seconds to play. They're going to need a ton more of those and quick. A 2nd and 2. Yeah, seems like a catch. Hurts looking to throw in 2nd and 2. Has some time. Pass left side. Going to be caught by Goddard. He gets to the 40 and stood up inbound. So the clock will continue to run. 30 seconds remain. Philly goes hurry up. This is why you kick the extra point on the previous touchdown. And they spike it. It might have been incomplete. but they did not get the review in time. So it's a completed catch for all intents and purposes. Like, yeah, this is why, like, if they kicked the extra point on the previous drive they had, this is an 8-point game, and we're talking about them potentially sending it to overtime here. Instead, they need to score and then get the onside kick and be able to kick a long field goal in a very windy Philly. Hurts alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Going to just QB sneak this. He gets down at the 34, and they're going to hurry up and spike it. They're going to kick the field goal now. There's the spike with 13 seconds. And out comes Jake Elliott on 4th and 4. They're just going to kick the field goal now. Because, yeah, you need the onside kick either way. All right. They're trying in this. If they can make this kick, get the onside kick, it's just, can Jalen Hurts throw like 60 yards? Last time he tried to one of the last times he tried to Hail Mary in the Super Bowl a few years back, he was not able to. All right, Jake Elliott on for the 52-yard kick. The ball is centered well. In a very windy Philly, the kick is up, and he missed it wide left. The wind pushed it, and that will do it. The football gods said the comeback's not possible, and all the Bears have to do is kneel it down once. He had the leg aplenty. The wind pushed it left. Yeah, and then again, this being in Philly makes this win even more impressive. As there's the final kneel down. Your final 24-15 for Chicago. They clinched their first win in season since 2018 when they last won the NFC North. Wow. What a win. What a win. The Bears moved to 9-3 and have a game and a half advantage over the Packers. Bears-Packers happens twice in the next 3-4 weeks. It's gonna be a great matchup. I know that's the week 14 game. All right, and I'm gonna call it here. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, I'll be live with 3 games on Sunday. It could be a bit of a different setup. Well, yeah, gonna be live with 3 games on Sunday and Monday Night Football as well. It all starts at 1 p.m. EST as the Miami Dolphins take on the New Orleans Saints. Hope to see you all there. If not, I'll see you all when I do next. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.